track, and Stenhouse promised that once they got back to the U.S., he would make sure he knew that he needed to be repaid for that. Then during the week, after all of that had happened in Mexico City, comments came to light that Hocevar had made the week prior to Mexico City. Spire Motorsports, his team, fined him $50,000, made him go through sensitivity training. I just talked to Carson moments ago. He said he obviously regrets what happened with the comments about the country of Mexico. But number two, he said he's done a really good job this year of kind of compartmentalizing what happens off the track versus what happens on the track. He also got to run the Truck Series race yesterday, Adam, and he told me that was really big. He could put all the events of the week behind him, and when he's in the car, that's all he's worried about, going fast.
Going fast, going forward, something he seems to do on a regular basis. 77 of those out in group number 1. 25 minutes on the board for group 1. We'll do 25 minutes for group 2. Then we'll line them up. Single car, one-round qualifying at Pocono.
All of your teammates that are in the second group are watching everything you're doing, trying to understand, getting comments about the balance of the car, what they may be able to adjust for their cars to try to get their cars to handle better when they fire off in the next group. Going to ride on board with Denny Hamlin, Logitech camera there. Coming up off of turn 1. Down the back straightaway toward the tunnel. Watch him riding and bouncing. A few bumps here toward the braking zone. Bam, bam, bouncing pretty hard there and then lifting. Big bumps right here. Through that tunnel. Trying to get the car uncomfortable when you try to get through there really good. Be able to get down this next straightaway and off into turn 3. We'll see drivers run the bottom in turn 3, but also off the racetrack a little bit. They sprayed this racetrack with a resin years ago. They haven't done it in the last year or two, so it's still got some grip that we saw the Xfinity cars using in their practice just a bit earlier. Longest straightaway in NASCAR right here off into turn 1. Try not to think about how fast you're going. You have to enter this corner. Try not to think about all the people that have ended up in that fence. 160 miles an hour. It's one of the most intimidating parts of the entire season for drivers. Not only do you have to deal with that, but going through this tunnel over and over, never really getting it perfect. You throw the car around, make the car uncomfortable.
Kyle Larson just went top of the board. And just as I say that, Hamlin P1. Now Riley Herbst, they continue to move around at the top here in Group 1. Look at the 5. Despite looking at the end result of his races here, this has been a track where you just kind of feel like he can come out, perform, get it done.
Yeah, well, Larson and Hamlin have had their disagreements here at Pocono before, but he has to be a favorite heading in. I'm just waiting for this 5 to kind of re-emerge as the favorite we saw earlier in the year. You know, he's just been a little bit quiet the last few weeks. You know, we saw him at Nashville not qualify good. We weren't sure what happened, and man, I don't even really remember Mexico City for the 5 car. And, you know, he's pretty decent on the road courses, so just waiting for this 5 to kind of re-emerge as the championship favorite.
You think you can eat bacon and eggs?
Yeah, the summer stretch is a lot of
Okay.
road racetracks. And if you sort of get in a bit of a run, or just, he's had some poor luck, things that are out of his control. But it is hard once you sort of get in this rut of making mistakes or having things unusual happen to you. The schedule's not forgiving enough to allow you to just kind of grab back a hold of that, you know, that performance that we're used to seeing out of this 5 car. But this is a track where they can do it. They talk about how this is a bit of a road course with the different corners, but they have had success here. And it's, once you get the car handling and driving really good here, it's a lot of fun watching Kyle Busch down into turn 3.
When you mentioned it this summer, we're only 10 weeks away from the playoffs being set. You look at Busch down there, 20th on the left side at minus 50. He went to Mexico City and got a double whammy. He wrecked out, and we had a new winner, which moved this cut line. That was worst case scenario for the 8 car where he's at. This was the on-track incident. Remember, we started in the rain. He said just a quarter before, he thought he was a little bit under-driving on the brake zone, so turn 1. He gets the over, there's the 5 car. I guess I don't remember the Mexico City when this was you know, this has just been the year for the knock on the victory lane, and he entered tied at the cut line. And between that wreck and SVG winning, he lost 50 points. So in my mind, it has shifted to a must-win. With the Mexico thing in points, I don't see 50 being possible. I expect a couple more new winners, and I think the 8 car needs to find his name in that list of new winners if he wants to win the playoffs, Marty.
See, right now, 11th fastest on the board for Kyle Busch, and they told him, Junior, that you're pretty good everywhere except for the entry of turn 3. You need to drive about a car length and a half deeper into turn 3. So, Junior, which corner here at Pocono is the most difficult as a driver to convince yourself, hey, I need to go a little bit deeper into that corner?
Turn 3 is the most important corner, Marty, and because it leads onto that long straightaway, if you're really good,
Oh.
spinning out here the 51 of where is
Who's fine?
backwards. Caution on this
The car.
as he tries to get it refired.
What's the number?
Contact with
51.
51?
going to require a little bit of repair.
Just talking about turn 3, with the exit of it.
So the turn that's the most important, I think everyone would agree, is turn 3 because it's a long straightaway. Where are the passing opportunities? In turn 1, right? And so you've got to get through turn 3 well enough to create the run and momentum to be able to get up alongside somebody down this long straightaway and take that position down in turn 1. It's a long process that plays out, or you set it up on entry to 3. And that's really, if you look back to the Xfinity, I've been, working in the Xfinity a little bit more than usual here. That's where Chase Elliott was strongest in qualifying, was into turn 3 as we watch where it up out of the group a little loose there.
Man, if you were to say a little more than usual, you can sell it out there. You're going to be on the pit box for Connor Phillips. And he was downplaying it.
Ooh.
He'll be a player later today.
Ooh.
Three-time Olympic gold medalist Faith Kipyegon attempts to break a barrier no woman ever has by running a 4-minute mile. By running a mile under 4 minutes, following her journey in the documentary Breaking 4, Faith versus the 4-minute mile, streaming now exclusively on Prime, and watch the live event Thursday, 1:15 Eastern Time.
Ricky Stenhouse on the racetrack exiting turn 3, coming out right in. Starting his run as we have that alternate start-finish line over entering turn 3. I have to keep reminding myself.
I know.
of that.
And they do that much like the road courses. So you see right here, that's the alternate start-finish line. And the idea is you can leave pit road, run 1-2, take the green over in this other straightaway, run qualifying, come to pit road, saves everybody a lap, moves it along a whole lot quicker. We used to, in testing and practice here, we would stand on top of the trucks and I would actually time over the tunnel. Because you could look at it pretty good and you could reduce the altitude it that way.
Watching that 47 bottom out just a little bit over the tunnels. They got this thing hunkered down on the back as you watch it. Telemetry on the left, off throttle. Not a lot of